Hey guys, Darren here. Welcome to Mayhem Country Living. Early Sunday morning. Black coffee. Can't beat it. Now, I'm going to show you what we're doing this morning. I had a problem with rosemary. Not the girl, the plant. I bought a bunch of seed. Well, let's go back a little further. Over the course of the winter, the really cold winter that we had, that really cold spell, all of my rosemary died, as well as my basil, which is unusual. But, so I bought more rosemary seeds, and I planted them, and they did not do well. I think maybe one or two came up, and they didn't look good, and they did not live. So I broke down and I went to the Mart of Wall, and I bought a basil plant. Healthy looking, decent size, and it was almost $10, which is kind of pricey. Normally I would not have bought that. I would have just done it, but I need to get the rosemary up because we use it to cook with a lot. And you'll notice on this guy all these wonderful shoots. So we're going to take cuttings off of this guy. I'm hoping I can get at least 12 cuttings without killing the main plant, and I think I can. So I'm going to show you how I use it. We're going to be using some really good snippers, very fine, so we don't end up damaging the plant as we're cutting it. And also, just to hedge my bets, we're going to be using some rooting hormone. I have used this before. I have not used it before. This is like $5 or $6, and this is year 3, and this stuff lasts forever. Doesn't take much at all. I'll show you how I'm using it. We've got some good dirt, sandy soil for these transplants. We're going to put them in, going to keep them moist, and we're going to see how well roots develop. Could you do it in water? Yes, you could. I have not had that much luck doing it that way. So I prefer to do it in soil. It's just me. Any way you want to, though. More to come. Okay, we are back. I'll take one of these guys and show you. And we're going to cut two inches, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. This is what we have exposed. We're going to wet it and dip it in water. Now, if I was cutting from one plant to another, this is all one plant. If I was cutting from different plants, I would be disinfecting these. I did disinfect them before we used it, but I disinfected it initially, so it's all the same plant. I'm not going to do a whole lot. We're too terrible much. And you can see I've already done one, and we are just going to push and then pat down around it. That's what we're going to do. Now, I'll do a couple more on here. It's not terribly exotic. Now, I will tell you this. This is a cloning process. So this will have the same genetics as these, and when these grow up, these will be genetically the same as this plant. It's just something interesting, just so you know. So we are actually cloning. When you are taking a cutting, you are indeed doing a cloning process. That's all it is. If I had something from another type of basil, I think, or a rosemary, I'm sorry, I think there might be a purple type of rosemary or something like that, or a different one, I would disinfect like I was saying, or doing a whole different type of cutting. But these guys are going to be genetically similar. Again, if there is something, a pest problem or a plant disease that affects this one, it will affect these two. Just something to bear in mind. More to come. there we go. I was actually able to get 4, 8, 12, 16. And the plant itself still looks very healthy. Again, remember, one of these was $10. Each one of these could represent $10. Now, I wouldn't sell them for that. I probably couldn't get that much for them, but $5 a piece. So, I mean, it's something to consider. And something else to consider, this plant is going to have to be transplanted because it is so root bound. Now, we might do that in a whole different video, just something to get this guy out. Normally I wouldn't after I've done the cutting because I've already stressed it, but I believe it needs to be changed over quickly or it's just gonna be stunted. Anyway, gonna wrap this video up. Thanks for coming by, thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna clean up this mess and I'll make another one. Take care of your people, guys.